Hey everyone! Not sure if you can all see or hear me just yet. I'll wait till a few of you jump on. Today we're going to have some fun exploring emotions, the completion of 1 year and coming into the next, or completion from one cycle and coming into the next. So I know that this has been a massive year for so many of you, and I honor each of you for where you've been and for where you're going. So I would really love for each of you, if you have any questions arising, to post them up as you go. And also just to start, hey Haley, also just to start reflecting on what you'd really love to release from 2016, coming into that beautiful place in your heart for recognizing all of those gifts that were wrapped up in challenges and how you feel with those, and coming into focusing on the blessings of them. Yeah, because what that does is it starts to open up this beautiful door, or this portal into the fabric of your being, which accesses the depth of the universe. And the fabric of the universe, it creates this beautiful access point to bring in what you'd love to bring in for 2017. So I can see you're all still joining now. If any of you would love to grab some of your favorite oils, you can quickly reach in and do that. I'm going to explore the emotions with you all, and we're going to cover some of my favorite oils that you've heard me talk on before, and also just go into another place of depth with everything. We're going to talk about Melissa and Roman Chamomile today. I have really held back on, hi Lauren, I've really held back on talking about these two because we haven't had access to them, and I'm so excited to be able to talk Roman Chamomile and Melissa. Are you guys excited to have these oils? They're ready for us to purchase from Australia in January. I personally couldn't wait. I don't know how many others of you couldn't wait, but I just had to get another Roman Chamomile from America in December. And it was so timing, such good timing that I did, because there were a couple of people that experienced some really bad burns, and it was gnarly. So I did a beautiful blend of helichrysum, Roman chamomile, lavender, Frankie boy. Oops, I dropped my sacred Roman chamomile. Sorry, baby. And I did that in a beautiful spritzer bottle for them in some water to help cool it and heal it and bring healing. So, okay, here we go. I'd love you all to just come into your heart space with me, and if we can just really join in a really powerful intention. Just take a deep breath and just release. Another deep breath. And release. And as you release the breath, I'm going to read you something. It's from an old book of mine that I really love, from Hazrat Inayat Khan, and it's called The Bowl of Saki. I started studying sound medicine a long time ago, and it makes my heart sing when I work with sound and resonance. So today I'm going to read you some little words of wisdom that I hope sing to you in some way. The knowledge of self is the essential knowledge. It gives knowledge of humanity. In the understanding of the human being lies that understanding of nature, which reveals the laws of creation. So I'll just read that again. The knowledge of self is the essential knowledge. It gives knowledge of humanity. In the understanding of the human being lies that understanding of nature, which reveals the law of creation. I love this because this brings us back to what I shared on the other day when I was talking about mindfulness. As we become mindful on expanding our inner knowledge, our knowledge of ourselves, of who we are, of what makes ourselves continue to clear and regenerate and return to their natural state, so that our entire being returns to the natural state as creator and our souls intended. As we do that, we inspire others to do the same, right? And as we do that, we create this deeper understanding of where others are at. And in that place, we can truly serve. And I really believe that, well, you know, our purpose here as humans is to love and to be loved, right? And in that place of love, when we serve humanity, we serve the Great Mother, we serve animals and all sentient beings, we come into this beautiful place of humility. And from that place, we can't blame anyone for where we are. We can never blame anyone or anything, right? So I love this quote that he says, it's, while man blames another for causing him harm, the wise man first takes himself to task. Again, that mindfulness, it's coming back to, am I going to blame someone else or blame circumstances outside of me for where I am? Which, it's okay, we're human. We've all done it, and we may do it another 1,000 times before we fully get this. Or am I going to turn inward and take a look at, okay, where can I, it's not so much taking yourself to task in the old way, the old school way of, you know, cat of nines, blah, blah, blah. It's more taking yourself on a journey of introspection, right? To return to, why am I here? How can I best serve? What is my actual purpose? And I know people pay squillions of dollars to find their true purpose. And for me, it's always been really simple. Our purpose is to love and to be loved. And from that place, we can do anything. We really can. And you can serve from this unlimited font of energy that comes from source, creation, God, goddess, right? And you can, with bare feet to the ground, you can really feel the energy of the Great Mother supporting you, because you are resonating or vibrating with that same frequency as she would hold us in, as she gives in. So in that way, we can give in this unlimited way. Now, again, we are all humans, right? So we get tired, we need to replenish, we need to rest, we need to restore. A couple of ways that I have that I've been really supporting myself with this to regenerate, because this has been a whopping year, really challenging, is I've been using the touch piece as well as the actual bottle of peace from the emotional aromatherapy kit. This has been a savior to me. I literally just take the piece and I roll her on my wrists and bring my wrists together, and then just in that little dip underneath the ears, over my throat and heart chakra, that beautiful upper heart. And then I take her and I roll her and I massage my feet in the peace oil and over the big toe. And then I take Mr. Vedava, such a beautiful savior, and I place him on my big toe. And as I massage my big toe, which in reflexology is our head, as you know, I come into this place of, I release that which no longer serves me. This train of thoughts that would plague my sleep, this train of self-defeating and limiting beliefs and behavior, I choose to release, right? So I allow Vedava to come in and just help to just gently and deliciously bring me into a place of balance, of groundedness, of serenity. So when we work with Vedava, he takes us to a gorgeous place of comfort within. Now, this is where it's so beautiful for us as humans to actually reconnect with ourselves, right? Now, let's come back to that beautiful phrase, God created us in his image, right? Or you can say in her image, God, goddess, right? Let's just look at that for a moment. So in the absence of fear, what exists and resides is love. In the absence of love, what resides is fear. So we come into that place of choosing where we're going to sit, where we're going to dwell, right? The moment that we practice mindfulness around that and coming into mindfulness of everything we're doing every day, right? We take that deep breath and we just release. The moment that we come back into that and you take your bottle of Vedava, for instance, right? Let's just work with Vedava for a minute. Listen to his message. Listen to what he would say to you. And his message is very much about returning to stillness. Now, stillness is an expanded state which is born from our choice to dwell in love. When we choose to step into fear and to be tempted by the goodies we get out of being in fear, we stay in a contracted state. Now, when I talk about the goodies we get, what I'm talking about is whether it's, let's just take it back a minute. Let's look at the child, right? We talk about reinforcing positive behavior, because even if we reinforce negative behavior, that child is still getting attention, right? So let's look at our inner being. When we dwell in fear, the more energy we give it, i.e. attention, the more of that we manifest, exactly like that child, because they're going, well, I'm getting attention, so I'm just going to keep doing this because what I'm really craving is attention. So that part in us that is craving attention is then met in this harmonious way, because we can step out of the fear, stand strong in love, and choose to walk the pathways of our heart song from this place of love. That doesn't mean we don't buy into fear once in a while. It means that we can return to peace, right? And deep groundedness, with vetiver and peace, for instance, as a strong aromatic anchor for that, to come into this place of true stillness right now. And from that place of stillness, I'm going to harness the magic of me, right? And as we come into stillness, we can actually start to begin with our true purpose here. So if I'm saying, for me, my belief is that our purpose is to love and to be loved. Now, each of us materialize that, manifest that, live that in this 3D realm in completely different ways, right? Because we're all different bright spark human beings, right? So let's look at an oil that helps us to access our purpose, right? Now, we know that frankincense helps in restoring us not only to our truth and to walk the path of truth with confidence, he also helps us to shed the veils that would prevent us from seeing what is actually before us, right? So I am seeing a certain picture because I am living in fear and I'm generating from that. Or I am seeing a certain picture because I am generating from this place of love, and so I am seeing that. Do you get what I mean? So depending on the choice we make, the same life is going to be seen from two different ways, whether we are generating from love or generating from fear. So I'm suggesting we become generators from the space of love. And a beautiful place to start is actually with Roman chamomile. Now, Roman chamomile has a sweetness to her, right? So when you breathe her in, I feel her clear this upper part right here and into my brain. I feel her kiss my pineal gland. I feel her descend down into my throat, inspiring me to speak words of truth and to have courage to express my truth. And I feel her sit right here in my upper heart. Roman chamomile is a beautiful one to create an access point into a deep sound sleep with that vetiver and the peace that I spoke about just before. Place her lovingly over your body, massage her deeply into you, and ask her to restore and regenerate you. Ask her to assist you to cross over into the land of dreams easily. And when you're there, to go deeply so that you can be restored. The other beautiful thing you can access with Roman chamomile is this sense of purpose. So you can work with her day or night. And if you're one of those people that loves to go to that place as you sleep, or just before sleep, or first thing in the morning on waking, then just do that on or wherever you are. But Roman chamomile helps us to relinquish the meaningless stuff that we often fill our lives with, right? So I'm just holding her and looking at her as I speak with you. She actually becomes this guiding force, this beautiful light to guide us to that place where our soul is standing strong and sure, saying, come to me, join me, right? This is the place where actually our soul and creator intended for us to be. It's that place where we remember who we are in its entirety. It's that place where we reclaim our birthright to peace, to health, to vitality. Now, you can marry her beautifully with frankincense, and I think a beautiful way to do this is to layer with the frankincense touch over your wrists, over your heart, the nape of your neck, up on the occipital, which for those of you that don't know is just that dip at the base of your skull, behind the ears, swipe under your nose so that you're smelling them. Yeah. So you would take the frankincense first and just layer, just place him over the body, over these certain points over the body. This can be after your aromatic dressing, by the way. So you're just going deeper and further enhancing. And then just take a little bit of Roman chamomile and place her in the places that you feel called. So it becomes this beautiful anointing. So you might anoint your ajna, your crown. You might just take her and massage your ears from the top. These beautiful relaxation meridians come just down here. So just massage them and inspire, and then come around the back. Come into your jaw space, right? And then come down your throat into your heart, and then just breathe her in. Now this comes into this beautiful place of gifting, right? A lot of people talk about self-care and it's beautiful, but I know for me personally, I get lost with that. I am so busy at the moment, and I am certainly not one to glorify busyness. I'm really mindful of the fact that I'm missing being. So right now I'm doing a lot more to come into being, and it's from that place actually that I self-care. So whatever self-caring is for you. At the moment I've come back to a lot of chanting and toning, and just using this beautiful instrument that God gave us to create sound and lift my own resonance. Yeah, so lots of meditation, and time in nature, of course, as the regenerator. Now when we look at Roman chamomile, we can take her and combine her with a couple of oils, because what she's going to do is she's going to very quickly help to bring us to that access point of our purpose. Now, to enter that, we need to enter the energy of creation so that we can manifest it. So part of that is releasing that which no longer serves us, agreed? So to release what doesn't serve us, which often comes from a place in us from so far away that we don't even remember. Okay, so it could be from this life, past lives, generational stuff that's come from our parents, stuff that we hold stored in our DNA and the fabric of our cells, right? So the one that I can suggest you work with is white fur. I know you know I love him so much. I do, for good reason. And I use him a lot with Frankie Boy. So again, I take that beautiful frankincense touch and I layer. I place the frankincense over my wrists and over my hands, and then just place a drop of that white fur. And I breathe them in before meditation, before sleep, before chanting. See, white fur is an incredible respirator. You look at these big trees and they open us and expand us. Now, when we are opening ourselves, we open our lungs for the breath, like those big, beautiful trees. It allows us to relinquish that which no longer serves us. It allows that density to dissolve. Now, white fur, a lot of you, I hear you speak about, you know, it clears generational stuff, right? What does that actually mean? It's more than just the physical generations that people often think about with that. So the generational stuff is embedded, becomes embedded in our DNA and in our cells. Our physical heart actually holds it as well. That's why so many people feel so heavy of heart, right? It can actually impede our brain function as well. So when we work with white fur, we can work with intention to release that, right? To just call on, I claim returning to my birth state, right? Or to my birthright, however it's easier for you to imagine, right? To return to the way that my soul and creator intended. Okay, now we do this with the breath really effectively, and something that's really beautiful is to just start with that deep breath and that release, and then if you want to join me, you can do the beautiful sound ah, which as you elongate that sound, that's the sound of the heart, it just opens you up. So then we'll go into a beautiful blend. So if you're open to it, take a deep breath. And as you do this, allow yourself to feel where you're being freed up, feel where your body's relaxing. The third oil that you could add to this combination with the Roman chamomile and white fir is actually ginger. Ginger is warming, it's invigorating. It also takes us to a place of home deep within us. Emotionally, this is what most people are craving for and yearning for. When we complete from 1 year and allow ourselves to transition with ease and grace into the next, ginger can help do that by taking our hand and just warmly saying, I love you. Let's release. Let's release with ease. Right? If you feel like it's really difficult for you to let go of the facade that you hold up for the world, maybe you've had a particularly rough life, or you just don't feel safe in the world, you can call on black pepper to help dissolve that, to help release it. So you could put some citrus bliss, black pepper and ginger, or maybe elevation, black pepper and ginger in your diffuser. Taking white fir, ginger and Roman chamomile and placing it in either the unscented hand and body lotion or into the fractionated coconut oil. And you just need 1 drop of ginger to, say, 10 mils of fractionated coconut oil or the unscented hand cream. You just take 1 drop of ginger, 2 of white fir, and 1 of Roman chamomile is actually enough. It's really intense. If you wanted to, please feel free to add a drop of frankincense. Frankie Boy will always help to restore and bring us back to that path of heart, and works really beautifully in tandem with white fir, with the reconfiguration of our DNA and our cellular regeneration. Now, remember, it's not that the essential oils are coming in and healing you, curing you, hallelujah, amen, you're done. No, they actually come in and they remind the body of its magnificence. Okay, so I'm going to take you down that path for a minute. Our bodies are created in infinitesimal perfection, right? Because we have that God spark within us all. Right? So when you take something like frankincense and you layer over the parts of you that you feel you need support with, right? So, you know, wherever that is for you, place it over your ajna, your crown, and then you just rub him in, massage him in with intention. You know, my intention is to speak my truth, to live from my heart, to walk my path of heart with courage, to listen with my ears and with my heart ear. The word ear exists in heart, so we want to listen with our inner ear as well, to see that which is unseen or has been unseen, to open myself to connect with God, source, creation, goddess. Place some on your feet and just say, dear Mother Earth, I'm so grateful for you. I am so grateful for all the gifts you give us. And from me now, I give you the gift of me living in my truth so that I can serve you and all of your children, right? So as you work with these essential oils, it helps you to feel inspired, yeah? As you are inspired, you release the stuff from the year, the stories that have generated from the year, and it actually allows you to step into, with this beautiful flow, 2017, 2018, 2019, wherever it is you're going, right? We work in cycles. We're very cyclical creatures, okay? We've just had this beautiful summer solstice. We've had full moons. We have the new moons. You can work with different energies. Right now, what I'm asking you to work with is the breath and connect with all that is, all that has been, and all that ever shall be. And from this moment in time and space, reclaim your birthright to living a life of unconditionality, living a life where you don't feel you need to possess anything or anyone, living a life where you give freely from this place deep within your heart and your belly of service, right? When you serve, you'll be inspired. You'll be delighted. When you serve, you will have, what I want to say is unlimited, but it doesn't necessarily manifest as that in the human body because we feel tired. But what I want to say is unlimited energy, right? Now, the more we breathe, take deep, proper breaths, feel your belly, let it rise. Allow your rib cage to open and expand as your lower, middle, and upper lungs fill with the life force. You want to fill this upper cavity, right? As you breathe in, you can just pause at the end of that in-breath for a few moments, only as long as it's comfortable. And then very gently and very slowly you release the breath. As you release the breath, when you feel you've released all of the breath, release more. And then release a little more and really empty the lungs of that stale air, right? A lot of us aren't breathing and we're not releasing fully from our lungs. So what happens is that stale air accumulates, and you can liken it to those stale thoughts that keep accumulating that we don't fully spring clean out. So I'm going to talk about this other oil that I really love for this spring cleaning. And it's endocrine, traditionally used for us to, drink in water, rub over the belly, aromatically dress in, detox. It's great for those of us that manifest on our skin, any stressors or anxiety that we go through in our lives. Xendocrine is beautiful to drink throughout the day, and you can add extra lemon if you want, or grapefruit or lime, just to help clear and clarify. Xendocrine is also really beautiful if you use this blend mindfully to just actually breathe in and ask for the medicine in this bottle, this pure plant medicine from Mother Earth, to detoxify your thoughts, the negative thoughts that keep going over and over again. So I'll just remind you, we have some 64,000 thoughts go through our mind over and over, all day, every day. So most of those are the same thoughts going over and over on repeat. What is it that we are going to do for ourselves to become more mindful of that, so that we're not doing that so much, right? So Xendocrine really helps to clear us. Hey, Nuaz, this just happened to me and Alison got me onto it and skin is now clear. Ah, that's great to hear, Nuaz. Awesome. So Nuaz is saying that she's been using the Xendocrine on her skin to clear it. It's very powerful. And it's one that I guess isn't talked about as much as it could be or should be. And also to support during that time, what I can suggest is just placing a drop of Melissa in a little shot glass of water and holding that in your mouth so that she accesses the thin membranes and goes into those thin membranes. Or also to just place a drop under the tongue. If you don't have Melissa, use your frankincense. If you don't have frankincense, you can get some free this month. It's the last day of the month. Place a 200 PV order and make sure it's your loyalty rewards program order, and you will get a free bottle of frankincense. Or just go out and gift yourself a bottle of frankincense, because I believe every single person in the world should have frankincense in their lives. I just want to say here, for those of you that don't have access to these oils, please know that I'm here to help you in any way, but I'd really love to encourage you to go back to the person who first introduced you to the doTERRA essential oils, and you go to them and you can open a wholesale account with them. Of course, those of you that are connected with me, I can help with that and help you to get these gorgeous oils. So I just want to say that clearly now, so that you're not going on my website and opening a wholesale account with me when really you want to be doing that with the person who first introduced you. Okay, Melissa. So I was just sharing with you the joy of placing her under your tongue or in that shot glass of water. Melissa is a deep restorer, regenerator, regenerizer. Do you like that word? She will take us to a heightened state of being, because she helps to clear the density that would otherwise hold us down. And that density, as we know, is born from fear. Now, again, we're humans, right? So sometimes we buy into fear. It's about being mindful and choosing to return to love. Now, sometimes it's not that easy for us mere mortals to simply go, right, I'm choosing love and I'm coming back to love, right? It is that simple to just make a choice and make a declaration like that. And what I'm going to tell you is you can use your essential oils to help induce that state, to help you bring you back to that state. Now, Melissa is a beautiful, she's actually known as this light oil. She's the oil of enlightenment, of the bringer of light, the harbinger of hope. So when anyone is, hi Amanda, when anyone is, Elena Connell, hello sweetie. When anyone is feeling that real density in their emotional world, when they're feeling these really low mood states. So what am I talking about with low mood states? I'm talking about you feel like you're in that dark night of the soul. And that dark night of the soul might be going on and on and on. It's that feeling of being in that valley of despair. And looking up from down here in the valley and looking up to this, maybe this mountain peak, maybe this beautiful green lush outcrop that just feels out of your reach. Melissa helps to elevate us. She helps to lighten us. She helps to bring hope where despair would dwell or where hopelessness would be. She is an oil that you can really beautifully use to enter the dreamscape and to help bring you back into the dream world in a really beautiful, or what I'd call pretty way, right? So you can take yourself over that rainbow bridge of light into the dreamscape of manifestation. So it's more conscious dreaming is what you can do. Now there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm just getting my oils ready. You can combine the Melissa in your aromatic dressing. So again, you want to be diluting these in the fractionated coconut oil. You just need 10 mils, right? So 2 teaspoons is enough for the whole body, or the unscented hand lotion for those of you that prefer the cream, hand and body lotion. And you take 2 drops of cedarwood, 1 drop of marjoram, a drop of Melissa, and I didn't bring it down here with me, but a drop of bergamot as well, right? So Melissa, bergamot, cedarwood, marjoram. My pleasure, Ange. I love you, honey. So what I would say is this: when we enter fear, it's very hard for us to be fearless, right? And I'm talking that fearlessness as we embrace the warrioress within us, or the warrior within us, okay? Now, that's not having power over anyone. As we enter that state, we actually become super empowering, right? So what I would say to you is this: take that blend and enter the dreamscape within your diffuser, something like white fir and console, the console blend. That's the touch console, but console, which has the rose oil in it. Or if you have rose, take white fir, rose, and frankincense and place them in the diffuser. Yeah. Now, what we're going to do is now we're going to very consciously say a prayer or enter a meditative state and ask to access our soul self, the part of us that remembers who we are, right? The divinity within us all, and to be reminded of how it is that we can be in this world to manifest that which we were born to do, right? It's super powerful. It's really, really beautiful. And actually in that place of sleep, what can also happen is you can actually serve so much better. Yeah. And if you do meditate before sleep at night, you can do a little meditation where you can go out and serve, where you can just feel yourself touching hearts of the homeless, of the lonely, of the despairing. Touch Mother Earth. You know, she is our dear mother, right? Touch the realms of wherever it is you feel drawn to go just from being, right? As we remove ourselves from doing and we come into being, we actually allow ourselves to complete on everything. All of that which no longer serves us, the stories that we've been carrying to our heart, you know, like a badge of honor. Melissa helps us to dissolve that because she's the harbinger of light, right? So when we are working in the light, our vibration lifts phenomenally. So Melissa brings us to this beautiful place where we have strength, courage, courage, Coeur is from the word heart. Remember, in French, it means heart in French, cuore in Italian. So we come to this place of courage. And from that place of courage, we can serve ourselves so deeply. Melissa brings us into our light self. Roman chamomile brings us back to our purpose. Work with these two. And of course, add your frankincense and white fur to this blend and access the mystical unfoldment of you. Go into the mystery of you. Be brave enough to see who you really are. I think you're going to like who you really are. I think you're really going to love who you really are. Because the story that we carry of who we are isn't who we are at all. It's maybe what we've been told we are through no fault of anyone else. It's never anyone's fault. There's never anyone to blame, because even the adversity that we've suffered in our lives, that we've endured in our lives, brings us to this beautiful place of remembering, deep, deep remembrance, right? Because our souls made a pact with those souls to say, if I'm not remembering and if I'm really stuck in this low, dense vibration from incarnating on the earth, I need you to help me remember, right? So give me a butt kicking if that's what I need, okay? It doesn't always feel good, but if we are mindful with it, we can very quickly come back to the gift in it, which is the realization of what that gives us. Yeah. Are there any questions from anyone that anyone would like to ask while I am doing this? While you feel into it and see if there's anything within you that would like to be spoken, I'm going to introduce the Serenity Capsules. These have actually been my saving grace. We moved from the beautiful hills to the suburbs. I've shared with a few of you before. And oh my goodness, I am not a suburbs kind of girl. I'm very much a hills girl. And then at convention September in Utah, they told us about these Serenity Capsules. So not only do they help us sleep, much more importantly, they help us to dance again in our natural rhythms, what are called our circadian rhythms, which is our natural sleep and awaken cycle. What I've found is that they're very soothing, they're very relaxing, they're great for anyone who experiences anxious states, so you can take them in the day to help with that with the intention. Because we're working with plant medicine, right, you can ask for what you need. So again, this is where you can combine the power of these, the peace, and that beautiful peace blend, which is called the Reassuring Blend, and vetiver, deeply grounding and earthing. It's like a kiss of the earth. And these beautiful Serenity Capsules, and you take 2 every night, or if you feel anxious states arise during the day, take 1 during the day. You want to take them with a big glass of water. Of course, you can combine them with the new Serenity blend that's been created with the addition of cedarwood, hoewood, and vetiver. Right, deeply, deeply grounding oils. What's really beautiful about inviting vetiver into our aromatic dressings, when I was touching on the, the blend here with the marjoram and the vetiver and the Roman chamomile, melissa, white fir, is cedarwood's actually really beautiful on the skin. So he feeds the skin. He really nourishes the skin as well. And like frankincense, myrrh, lavender, geranium, really works with helping to restore it to its natural state. Yeah. So something that I'd really love to frame up for you all is in this time where you're feeling maybe vulnerable, energetically influenced by other people, remember to turn to tea tree. Right? And we have it in a beautiful touch bottle. It was actually the product of the month not long ago, so a few of you would have got this for free. Or use the tea tree oil itself from your Home Essentials kit, when you first open your wholesale account. And there's a few ways you can use it. You can line it from the tip of your finger and run down your arm all the way to your pits, right? And you can put on the pits very safely as you do deodorant even, but let's focus on this. And then you just rub and you massage, and you do the same down the other arm, and you just Take 3 deep breaths and then just anoint yourself over your head, gently over your face, and energetically over your body as well. And just call on the energy of the Melaleuca or tea tree to create this force field of protection around you. He is incredible for protection. Another one that will help you to take a deep breath and to come into being. The big trees are a beautiful gift for us in the breath. Yeah. So as you use tea tree to energetically shield and protect yourself, and you breathe that tea tree, also known as Melaleuca, in, you're actually helping yourself to stay in that expanded state that we talked about, which is much easier for us to then choose to engage in, create from that place, and generate from that place of love rather than fear, right? So allow yourselves then to ask yourselves, what is it that I would like to be a generator for or of? Right, so take a moment to think about this. What is it that I would like to generate for 2017? How is it that I would like to co-create? And who would I love to co-create with? I think a lot of us get caught up in obligation. Who we need to be with, hang out with, be friends with, just because we have maybe for a long time. Or maybe they contributed to your life in a certain way to help you be who you are and where you are now. Maybe your success is attributed to these certain people. Maybe you feel obliged to stay in touch with these people because they've just been in your life all your life. What I'm going to say to you is be open to simply coming into a place of gratitude for them being in your life and for you being where you are. And to allow yourself to then consciously choose who it is you want to hang with, right? Because that's really important. Who you choose to hang out with and create with. So something my daddy reminds us all of constantly, and it's a beautiful reminder, is to, rather than speak about people and events, right? Let's come into the energy of creation and talk about what we're going to create in our lives. I find a lot of people are just talking about other people constantly. There's this, I don't know, it's just this talking about people, talking about events, and it keeps us stuck in a certain story and buying into that story. And what I'm going to say to you is that's not real anyway. So why are you just letting your energy be wasted or leak out of you with that? Instead, for 2017, how about you ask yourself, who do I actively choose to create magic with? Who am I going to actively choose to create this empire of love with? Who am I going to dance with? Who am I going to sing with? What will we build the foundations of our enterprise of love upon? See, because in that space, miracles happen. Oh, I've got such an itchy nose, sorry. In that space, miracles happen. In that space, miracles materialize. In that space, we feel, see, sense, and experience these miracles in their entirety. So we come back to hope, right? We come back to the light, Melissa, the oil that is the oil of enlightenment, of bringing life into us, of filling us with light, of life force. We come back to the energy that Roman chamomile places so deeply within us, that she fills us with, which is that energy of purpose, purposefulness. We come into frankincense, the oil of truth, right? White fur, the dissolving oil, dissolving and relinquishing that which no longer serves us, the stories that aren't our own. It's so exciting, right? So you want to make sure that you journey beautifully and deeply, and you can do this with the Roman chamomile and Melissa. They will last you ages. They're only 5 ml bottles, but it's like half a drop to a drop is actually enough. They're really strong. You can make yourself a beautiful cup of tea with Roman chamomile. And how I would encourage you to do this is to actually take a teapot, beautiful teapot, something that's aesthetically pleasing for you, right? Make it a gorgeous one. And place some actual chamomile flowers in it, some lavender if you want. There's some really beautiful herbs and things which I'll leave for another post, but let's just focus on those two at the moment, really accessible for everyone. And then just add a drop of Roman chamomile. And if you want to, a little swish of honey or you can use one of the false sweeteners like a drop of cinnamon bark essential oil, or maybe some cassia or clove. They're really hot oils, but just disperse the essential oil molecules with them. Now then what you do is, I just want you to say a little prayer into that teapot, and it's this powerful prayer of intention. And I would like you to get really clear on whatever it is you're choosing to bring in for 2017. So as you do this, before you take a drink, take your Melissa, right, and come into your heightened light state, right? So take her in a little bit of the fractionated coconut oil. You might like to make a roller bottle of Melissa, rose, jasmine, and frankincense. And if you don't have the rose and jasmine, again, use something like your Whisper, which has both of them in it, and add some Melissa, extra Melissa, and Frankie Boy. Hawaiian sandalwood's another gorgeous one to incorporate with them. And then just anoint yourself. Take a drop of Melissa, and you might want to shot glass her first before you drink this tea, or just put a little bit on your finger and line that under the tongue area, the thin membranes, or on the roof of your mouth with your thumb. Just wet the thumb and place Melissa on the roof of your mouth. So you're just preparing the body's energy again to lift and to rise into the light, which is our natural state. We are light beings, okay, having this physical experience. And then say a prayer into this teapot, which has your Roman chamomile essential oil in it. And a beautiful chant that I love to recalibrate with, and she's the mother of all chants, is the Gayatri mantra. So I can post that on this thread like I did the other day. I'll add it to the comments after this. But Diva Pramal has some beautiful versions. There's heaps of versions. It's a very popular one, Gayatri mantra. And I'll just share it with you for a moment. So if you all just want to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tatsaveturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonat Prachodaya. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tatsaveturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonat Prachodaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. And then just take your Melissa and speak to her. I call on the light of love, of God force, to surround me, to run through me, to fill every single part of me, to fill my cells, my organs, to wash through me, cleansing and purifying me of that which is no longer needed. I release and choose to release with ease and grace, with gentleness and love and kindness from this sacred temple, my body. I call on Archangel Michael. I ask you to wrap your beautiful golden wings around me, to remind me always of who I am, to stand by me, to keep me on the path of my truth and this light, so that I may serve all of humanity and all of the beings in all of the lands and all of the worlds for all time. I choose love. I choose to rise. I choose to lift my vibration so that I dwell in love and the light and serve from this place. And then what you can do is take your whisper, your passion, your rose, your jasmine, your Hawaiian sandalwood, any of those beautiful oils that connect you in heart. I have some passion here, so I'm going to use passion. Just breathe it in and place it over the heart. And I love playing and making the actual love heart shape. And then a spiral over my upper heart chakra. And then just rub them in and place it on your wrists. Just right behind the neck and under your nose. And just breathe it in 3 times. And let yourselves just melt. Melt into that beautiful space of surrender. And as you surrender to your soul and creator and the intention they have for you in this lifetime, you become super clear of why you're here, of your purpose. Roman chamomile will help to illuminate this for you. Being Melissa will keep you dancing in the light, help to lift you out of that sense of deep despair or helplessness or hopelessness, and lift you into hopefulness once more. May the wings of your heart unfurl forever and a day. May you let your hearts crack open. May you, in 2017, rise into love so that you may serve yourself and serve all the beings in all the lands for all the lifetimes to come. May you harness the energy and magic of who you are. May you live your dreams, live your passions, dare to dream big and dare to connect with your passions so that you can live them. So that 2017 then becomes a year of meaningfulness, mindfulness, lovefulness. It becomes a year of caring for you and who you really are. And in so doing, caring for everyone who comes into your path. This is the legacy we can choose to leave for this next generation. Whether you have physical children of your own, it matters not. We affect the lives of everyone that we come in contact with. Every breath we take, let it be one that breathes in life, life force, the chi. Let it be one that brings us into being again. Let it be a breath that brings us into our gratitude and our honoring of ourselves and of every single being on the planet. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me today and for allowing me to be spontaneous with you all and just saying 5 minutes, I'm going live if you want to join me. Thank you so much for giving me the space for that. I love you all so much, and I'd like to thank you all for a magical year. It's been challenging, I know, for a lot of humans, and I want to say allow 2017 to unfold for you in a deep and penetrating and magical way. I wish you all, each and every one of you and your precious families and loved ones, deep love and deep peace for 2017. Allow the wings of your heart to unfurl and constantly touch you. May the wingtips of your heart wings touch others. May your joy bubble up from deep within. May peace be yours and may stillness be yours. I love you all so much. Namaste. The divine in me sees and meets the divine in each of you. Stand in your truth. Namaste. Om.